Starlink solar power with LoRa IoT and PoE could be very useful in the oil, gas, and the mining scenarios. We know that oil, mining, gas, this kind of scenario, most of the plant is not in city, it's in rural area, which is very difficult to get the network. Previously, very big mining group, they could ask the telecom carriers to provide some private 4G small cell, this kind of network to give the coverage, but it's very expensive. So now with the Starlink deployment, for them will be very easy to get the internet. Then we see that in these scenarios, we have a lot of IoTs. We have a lot of IoT applications. For example, in oil and gas refining plant, they have like flow meters, gas sensor, liquid level sensor, this kind of things. In mining, you could have some like shaking sensor, temperature sensor, weather station, whatever. We have a lot of different kind of sensors. Could use the LoRaWAN to collect the data, right? But meanwhile, you will you will need power as well. But we know that in this kind of mining plant, you really cannot get the power easily. So use a solar system could be a very useful solution. So what we provide our customer is a Starlink solar power system with the LoRa IoT integration for the downlink, with the PoE functions, with the Starlink uplink. But meanwhile, we should pay attention is in this kind of scenarios, it's not a civil usage. It's in very bad environment. So the challenge is, the environment challenge is like a very high temperature. We can imagine, right? That's the environment. Yeah, you see that mining scenarios, especially a lot of dusting. That's there. I mean. Then the high vibration environment, right? So you really need the system to be very reliable and solid. So what we design our system to face this kind of challenge is we make our system first as IP65. Because it's IP65, so inside of this inside components of the solution is isolated from the outside environment. Meanwhile, it's a regular design, rust-proof and dust-proof. Rust-proof is very important because our system is like a full aluminum design, so it's totally no rusting problem. Meanwhile, it's natural heat dissipation. There's no fan system, this kind of things, okay? But on the other hand, because you see that this node, this Starlink solar power node, it's a naturally like a edge control node. So we can embed the edge control data processor unit inside, so it can process the LoRaWAN data, report to the software platform. You can use our software platform, or we can report to the SCADA system, which most of the industrial scenario customer use. But not only reporting, but we can make some local programming to make a special control, special calculating locally. For example, you have this kind of scenario, like you have the, for example, you have a liquid level sensor. You detect the tank has without water. You open a valve, then get the water into the the tank, and you want to get data from the flow meters. These kind of things, it can control, and you can really monitor and control them locally in the edge node. So this naturally become edge computing node. So let's say that the Starlink together with solar together with the edge control and the downlink LoRaWAN together with the very rugged IP65 design to face the challenge of the environment inside this kind of mining, oil, gas scenario become a total solution.